Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls and everyone who loves motorsports, because today, welcome to another series of behind the scenes at WRT Blancpain GT series. And today I'm joined by Jamie, who is a mechanic at WRT, if I'm correct.
It is correct, yeah.
Yeah, so you have some nice cars here, 3 R8 LMS Evos. They look quite nice and fabulous, but a couple of hours ago it was a bit different, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a little bit different. You know, the panic of a practice session can put you on the back foot sometimes, but sometimes it can put you on the front foot and be where you want to be.
Can you tell us quickly a bit about the cars themselves for people who are not familiar with the R8?
Yeah, it's Audi R8 V10 engine, 500-ish horsepower, depending on the balance of performance. Which is part of the series to equalise all the manufacturers across the board. Yeah, rear-engined, rear-wheel drive, sequential gearbox on a paddle system, pneumatic. It's very good, very flash, very fast.
You mentioned balance of performance. What type of BOP measures are being done to these cars, so to say, to make them equal?
So you have the weight restriction across them all, air restrictors, and also ride height as well.
Yeah, you're doing quite some work to the cars after they done some driving. There's a lot more involved, opposite to what people usually think, only change brake pads and then good to go.
Yeah, no, we do a full setup of the car, so the cambers, toes, ride heights, the aero of the car, the wing, a bit of everything. I mean, you can see with Federico over here, he's on the patch there, so he's setting everything up to his engineer's specification, make sure all the numbers are as the engineer wants, and the drivers are then happy. Mm-hmm. Hopefully. Hopefully,
yeah, that's the winning point, huh?
Yeah, that's the trick.
I saw that when you change brake pads, there's a lot more involved than just taking the brake pad out and putting new discs in it. Can you walk us through the procedure there?
I mean, that really is the procedure.
that really is.
Yeah,
because I saw there's also a lot of cleaning involved, basically.
Yeah, you know, it's the race cars. You know, we need to try and keep everything as clean as possible. It's the maintenance of the cars, you know. So after a race weekend, we'll completely strip the car. All the bodywork comes off.
The whole bodywork?
The whole bodywork, wow. Yeah. So all that's left of the car is the doors, the roof, and the wing. That's, and sometimes the lights, depending on the level of preparation that we need to go to. Depending on the race, you could have some damage or.
Hopefully not.
Oh yeah, hopefully not. But yeah, it's down to a chassis near enough. Just with the engine gearbox on the outside, radiator at the front. Yeah, it goes under a deep clean, so it's ready for the next race.
How long does the engine live, so to say? What's the interval change or the service interval on the engine and the gearbox?
To be honest, I'm not 100% sure. I think it's around 10,000 kilometres.
Okay.
It varies, there's a set guideline, but then, these cars are run at red line, sometimes up to 24 hours, so it can really be...
So basically one season they can just push it, or is it like halfway through the season that you need to change it?
Again, it depends on the sessions that we do, whether they get red flagged or they're short, or they run long, or there's a lot of variables into it. Whether you pick up damage and it's caused your engine to go as well. Nothing's set in stone in this game.
Yeah, no.
You have to be able to be prepared to adapt and adjust to everything.
How long have you been doing this for?
For WRT, this will be my third season, but I left university 6 years ago. So
you studied to be a race mechanic, or?
I actually studied at Toyota's Academy as an apprentice.
Okay.
And their road car garage. Where I'm from in the UK, there's not much motorsport, so I decided to go to university to try and get my foot in the door. Did exactly that and ended up in Belgium with WRT. So yeah.
Yeah, so for all the guys who want to get the career in motorsports, that's basically...
Well, there's a few ways to do it, but the best way is to try and work for free. Go down, show some enthusiasm, and do whatever's asked of you. The more you complain, the more people don't want you around. That's the key, I think.
Yeah. Now you said you've been doing this for 3 years. This is at WRT. This is the first time that WRT is running the R8 Evo, the LMS new version. What's different to the previous car?
To the previous car, okay, so starting from where we are on the car, we can see we've got slightly wider rear brake ducts, from the previous generation. Also, we have new housing around the rear brakes, just aid the cooling a little bit. And then moving forwards, inside.
I heard also a gurney flap. Grew a bit.
There is, yeah. Okay, yeah. We can start right at the rear then.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've got an improved aero on the car, slightly larger gurney flap. Yeah, and then the brakes. Some more safety features inside the car. So we've got new driver nets. Yeah, got new driver nets. We go back to the BOP. This is the weight box here, which you can see here is all sealed by the officials, as are the cameras.
What's the BOP related to? Horsepower per weight per kilo, or?
It's usually done on lap times. They'll do a test and then find a balance of the most equal lap time across them all. So normally they'll have 1 or 2 drivers that will go out and take each of the cars out, and they'll set baselines.
So it's done by, so to say, independent drivers.
Yeah,
Okay.
It's done by the officials, and they sometimes they take the factory drivers and say, look, you guys know the car well, you're going to drive it to its full potential. You do your best lap time here, and then we can work it out from there.
Yeah, interesting. ABS system, Motorsport, I guess.
Yeah, it is a GT3 car, so we have adjustable ABS and traction control systems.
What's the radio? Is this for the driver?
Sorry?
What's the radio? Is this for the driver?
Yeah, this is a pit-to-car radio, so it keeps the engineers in communication with the drivers at all times. So we know exactly what's happening, they know exactly what's happening this side. And communication is key in this game.
Yeah, absolutely. Now moving on to the front. Also different brake system on the front, or is it?
Yeah, slightly larger than the rears. Obviously with the weight moving forwards when you brake, you need the higher braking force up front.
Mm-hmm. Single piece caliper?
Single piece caliper, yeah. 6 pistons. You don't actually have to remove the calipers to take the brakes off these. They're actually quite nice. You just take the bridge out from here, bolts come out, bridge comes out, as the pads, and then the disc slides out over the hub here.
Mm-hmm. How long does it take you to change the pads?
The pads or the brakes?
Let's say brakes.
Brakes in total. If we're pushing in a race, we could probably do it in 40 seconds.
40 seconds, the whole brake swap?
Aside, yeah. So normally, say for example at Spa 24 hours, you have a 5-minute interval. It's a technical pit stop. We'll have 2 guys on each side that'll do that, and we can get that done pretty quickly.
Wow.
Gives us a lot of time to repair any damage that might have been picked up in a 24-hour race, or just do some fine tuning. As the track improves, or it doesn't. We can sort of try and push for the better car for the remaining parts of the race. Going back to the Evo, we've got we're now on large dive planes at the front, slightly different front end. In my opinion, it looks quite a bit more aggressive.
Yeah, the opinions are very divided regarding the facelift.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, but I build these cars. It's my passion, so I've got to love it.
Yeah. What's your favorite part of your job?
Favourite part of the job is probably the pit stops, actually.
Really?
It's in endurance, the pressure's on not so much. It's a time stop, we have fuel, it's very safety related. But in this sprint series of Blancpain, we push to change wheels as fast as we can. 2 guys, 1 guy on the gun, 1 guy on the wheels. And normally we can get it done between average about 16, 17 seconds. 16
to 20 seconds?
Yeah, about for all 4 wheels. That's from car on the floor to up, 4 wheels, and car back down on the ground.
Wow. Because you also invest quite some time in practicing the pit stops, right?
Yeah, it becomes muscle memory. We have to just keep pushing to try and beat the other guys up and down the pit lane.
Yeah.
After all, there is prize money for his mechanics there, so it's always nice to have a little bit of a reward for what we do.
Yeah. Is there a least favorite part of the job?
Probably the preparation, because especially after a weekend like we have at Monza, where it's been raining, the cars get very dirty. We get very dirty, as you can see, and yeah, there's usually broken bits of carbon everywhere, so we get plenty of carbon splinters around, and yeah, that's probably the worst bit. But you know, the other side, we get to travel to some nice places, get to do some, go see some great sights. Yeah.
Can you tell us some interesting BOP cheat anecdotes?
Not really.
Oh, come on, someone has definitely cheated sometime on something. What's the most remarkable thing you've seen?
Okay, so I mean,
you don't have to mention names.
Well, there was a certain Italian manufacturer with a bull on their car last season that they didn't complete their sprint pit stop properly. They didn't have their seatbelt over their hands device properly, so the driver, they have driver-facing cameras within the car to make sure they're sticking to the guidelines. He reached over, popped the SD card out and ate it. Yeah. So,
and that was basically to save time on the pit stop, or what's the?
Well, he didn't have his seatbelt, his harness over his hands device properly, which, you know, safety related isn't allowed. So
okay.
Yeah, there you go.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, thank you for these amazing insights.
No problem.
Do you have some Instagram where people can follow you and stalk you?
Yeah, I have an Instagram. It's at JamieLeach12.
Check it out here in the video link description. It's getting pretty loud, and I think you need to help set up some cars. So thank you very much for your time, and
Thank you.
see you around.